Thank you for joining us. Today we're going to be talking to you about our civic engagement project in which we chose the Sideline Cafe. I'm Stephen Misak.
I'm Bailey Waddell.
I'm Tanner Taylor.
I'm Sonia Kalmogo.
And I'm Michelle Lynn.
We wanted to do this project because this year we got all new dining services on campus, and not too many people know about the Sideline Cafe due to the low awareness rates across the campus. We wanted to educate our students and faculty on how to eat healthier while being on campus. By doing this, we wanted to promote the new Sideline Cafe.
So we're discussing and we all thinking we wanted to do something in regards to health and the options we had on campus. I was telling the group about my job at Kobita here. We get a lot of free stuff and we tend to eat a lot of sweets. So we're talking about that, and Steven says he knows someone, a dietitian at the Williams Center. So he reached out to Rachel and she decided to be our sponsor. And we thought that for that reason, Steven should be the product owner. And Bailey was the first one to reach out and get our contact information as well as submitting the first deliverable for the class. So it made sense for her to be the Scrum Master. As for the rest of us, Michelle, Tanner, and myself, we thought we would be the development team.
Okay, so for our first sprint, we had to get the necessary information from individuals on campus. To start, we had to create a short survey, and then we had to distribute it to the online public, and then lastly, we had to analyze the results. With those analyzed results, we had to create a Sideline Cafe brochure, and then we forwarded it to our sponsor, and we got feedback, and we reviewed and prepared the brochure. For our last sprint, we had to ensure the final brochure met expectations for our sponsor. They plan to distribute the brochures to public to promote their own awareness on campus.
We looked at what worked, and we thought that we used our time to its full potential, and we thought that the class time we used effectively. We communicated outside of class frequently. Our team had very strong synergy, and we enjoyed working together on the project. We all assisted each other when we were needing help with the project and were readily available to do so. And we openly critiqued the progress on our brochure, on what we liked, what we didn't like, what could have worked better, etc. And looking at what we could have done better. We could have met more as a group outside of class rather than just in class. Our sponsor thought that we had more marketing experience than we presently had, so that was one of our issues. The sponsor would heavily critique our work and give low satisfaction due to this when we thought we did well. And we thought that we can also receive more specific marketing material for the brochure so that we could give a higher satisfactory deliverable. And due to that, we constantly needed to critique our brochure as time went on. Our sponsor also tended to change their expectations on the project, and it tended to frustrate us because we thought we did such a great job when really, in the eyes of our sponsor, we didn't. And lastly, our creative software tended to be a big issue due to errors with formatting and designing and printing.
And moving on to what we learned, while we only had 8 weeks to complete the project, we were impressed with the results that we were able to get. So one of the first thing that we had talked about was we distributed a survey in which some of the responses that we want to share with you guys is that if you can see in the upper right hand corner, it asked how many of you had heard about the Sideline Cafe. And while we were only able to get about 60 respondents, you could see that the majority did align with our expectations, in which the answer was no, and a lot of people were unaware of Sideline Cafe. And then another question that we had asked was, what do you know about the Sideline Cafe? So if they did have any knowledge, we wanted to know exactly what they knew so that way we could focus on making an effective marketing material. And one of the two things that we want to highlight in this point were the menu options and hours were relatively low. And we think that these are two crucial points because if you're a student going on campus, you want to go somewhere where, one, it's going to be open so you can actually purchase a product, and as well as having a place that will fit your dietary needs. So we wanted to make sure that we included these in the brochure, which we will show you in a little bit. And then next, we also learned how to deal with working with a sponsor. So as said earlier, we worked with Rachel, who was our dietitian, and she was more than willing to help us throughout any portion of the project that we needed. And also, as mentioned, the results didn't always align with their expectations, but we were able to work through that in hopes to create awareness about the Sideline Cafe. So this project just helped to give us some real world experience with creating a deliverable for a client. And then moving on to our actual brochure. So here's what the front page as well as the back would look like. So as you can see, we have the logo clearly labeled. And then under general information, which would be on the back, is the hours. We wanted to make sure that these were clearly highlighted since they were not a topic that was known among a lot of individuals who responded to the survey, as well as the location in which it is on the second floor of the Williams Center. And then if you see in the upper left-hand corner, that's a picture of the Sideline Cafe, and we wanted to make sure that we included this to create awareness so people knew what it looks like, as well as be able to recognize it when they are in the Williams Center, as well as some of the benefits. So again, since it is new, we wanted to make sure that we conveyed why people should be going to the Sideline Cafe if they're in the Williams Center. And then some of the other information that we included was the Who Are We section, the featured menu options and benefits of eating healthy. So again, with creating awareness, we wanted to give a little bit of background about why we feel that the Sideline Cafe is something that students on campus should know about. And then we also focused on featured menu options. So this is not an all-inclusive list, but we did break it down into the sections that we thought were most relevant, which were going to be smoothies, bottled drinks, food items, and cafe beverages. So this just includes a little sampling of the menu as well as the prices. So students are able to know what they have to offer, as well as the payment options, just so they can know how to pay. And lastly, we did benefits of eating healthy. So as mentioned, one of the other goals that we had in creating this project was to make students more aware of the benefits that do come with eating healthy. So here we've highlighted some, which include eating higher levels of protein to get energy and consuming food high in fiber. So we think that all in all, we were able to deliver a marketing material deliverable that will be of expectation to our sponsor, and we hope for continued success for Sideline Cafe as they head into their second semester here on campus. Thank you.